Dear Louis, I have heard people talk about stuffing their emotions, especially in relation to diet. For example, eating comfort foods like sweets and drinking caffeinated drinks to push down the emotions in order to avoid feeling them. Is there a strategy with diet that can support and promote feeling and allowing emotions to come up in order to be released? And is a vegan diet the best style of diet to support emotional healing? Okay, so your treatise here has three parts. First, you're commenting on the concept of stuffing emotions with relation to diet. Yes, that is accurate. A lot of people, in fact, most people, the majority of their eating habits are run by emotions and thoughts, not so much by physical needs. And if you look at the level of health particularly in this country, the United States, the most obese country in the world, and then you look at other countries too, and you see the health problems that arise from diet and some of the addictions and habits that develop in people's psyches. Those develop from mental and emotional reasons, because the mental and emotional body rule the physical 80%. The other 20% is genetics, DNA, and just the human infrastructure. But most of our physical body is ruled by our mental and emotional body, around 80%, plus or minus, varies from person to person, but on average. So that would then follow that the diet is run primarily through thoughts and feelings, rather than by physical needs and nutritional needs. So the point you're bringing up, do people stuff their emotions with unhealthy eating or overeating? Absolutely, unequivocally, 100%. Now, you're saying, is there a strategy with diet that can support and promote feeling and allowing emotions to come up to be released? Well, of course, number one, not overeating and reducing. If you know the foods, as you started naming a few of them, since we know a lot of the foods that people use to numb themselves to go to sleep to avoid, then it would thereby follow that reducing the consumption of some of those would release some of that and remove some of those blockages and suppressions and repressions, such as enormous amounts of sugars, junk foods, really heavy foods, fried foods, dairy foods, reducing those and getting more fresh fruits and vegetables in the diet, less and less processed foods, chemicals and preservatives added to foods. So the more fresh and natural your foods are, the higher vibration you're holding in your body, and the more open your aura is to engage with the divine and to receive light and be a transmitter, etc. It's very, very simple. And then, of course, that also parlays into drugs as well, be it pharmaceuticals or recreational drugs, trying to keep those to a very, very bare minimum. The fewer, the better. So that does also raise your vibration. And then there's volume. The volume of food that most people put in, even if they're healthy foods, you can still numb yourself. And that's going to bring me to the third section of your question. Because a food is healthy does not mean that it's incapable of numbing you or suppressing you. I have seen lots and lots of people go on to vegan diets and gain inordinate amounts of weight. They're eating, tons of donuts and bagels and toast and drinking sodas, which might be vegan, but they're loaded with refined sugar. So because it's vegan doesn't mean it's necessarily healthy. Vegan just means there are no animal products in it. It doesn't mean healthy, pure, and the best thing on the planet. So, you have to qualify a statement like that, so you can numb yourself just as much with vegan food as non-vegan food. So again, you want to look at some of the products that you're putting in you and the volumes of them. Again, the refined sugars, the heavy foods, processed foods, which could be vegan or non-vegan. So purifying the diet and minimizing it in that way. Also, a healthier way to eat that won't numb you so much is our body is processing and assimilating all the time. So this whole concept of meals and nutrition that has been bandied about for decades and decades, eat 3 enormous meals, gorge yourself to give you the energy to get through the day, has been a fallacy from day one. It's a very unhealthy way of eating. It's not going to kill you in most cases. Some it might. But a healthier way of eating is to eat small amounts of food frequently, more frequently throughout the day. Just a handful or two of something, a little snack here and there, just spread out throughout the day, will actually create a more sustained and balanced energy and help your digestive circuit work a lot healthier. Also, not eating so much later in the evening. I often in my teachings will ask people to strive to have your dinner completed right by 6:30, or for sure before dark. And if you need a snack later, eat something very, very light, like a piece of fruit. Apple is one of the best things for a nighttime snack because the way it helps in the digestive tract and helps cleanse the liver. Just eat things really light later at night. So the more you're in harmony with the way your body functions and works, in harmony with the earth, the sun and the moon and the cycles, the more in harmony you'll be within and without. So all these things help. Okie doke. I think that covered a fair degree of what you're asking there.